Do you ever feel like you're fighting a battle you just can't win? Like you're constantly pushed and pulled by events, people, and feelings that are completely outside your influence? It's exhausting, right? This feeling of helplessness, of being a victim to circumstance, is the root of so much of our anxiety, frustration, and suffering. But what if there was a simple rule, an ancient principle, that could cut through all that noise and bring you a profound sense of peace and power? The Stoic philosophers, thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, faced plagues, political turmoil, exile, and the chaos of the Roman Empire. Yet their writings are filled with an unshakable calm, a deep resilience. Their secret was a powerful mindset known as the dichotomy of control. It's an idea so simple it's almost deceptive, but so transformative it can change your entire life. The rule is this: some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. That's it. Our job, our only job for a peaceful mind, is to learn to distinguish between the two, and then act accordingly. We must pour all our energy into what we can control and practice acceptance, or what the Stoics called indifference, towards everything we cannot. So, what is actually within our control? The list is surprisingly short. It's our judgments, our opinions, our thoughts, our responses, our choices, our actions, and our own character. Basically, our inner world. Think about it. You are the sole master of how you choose to perceive a situation. You have complete authority over the effort you put into a task. You decide whether to act with kindness, courage, and integrity. These are your domain. Now, what's not in our control? The list is vast. It includes almost everything external to our own mind: the weather, the economy, traffic, what other people think of us, their actions, their feelings. It includes our health to a large degree, our reputation, whether we get that promotion, whether our flight is on time. It even includes the ultimate outcome of our efforts. You can train for a marathon with perfect discipline, but you can't control whether you trip and fall on race day. Most of our emotional suffering comes from a fundamental confusion between these two categories. We waste so much precious energy trying to command the uncontrollable. We get angry at the rain. We get anxious about what someone might be thinking. We get devastated when someone doesn't behave the way we want them to. We are, as Seneca put it, tormented by the future and exhausted by the past. We're fighting reality, and reality always wins. Let's make this practical. Imagine you're heading to an important job interview. What's in your control? You can research the company thoroughly. You can prepare your answers. You can choose your outfit and lay it out the night before. You can get a good night's sleep. You can practice your handshake and decide to be confident and courteous. You can leave early to account for potential delays. This is your sphere of influence. What's not in your control? The traffic on the way there, the mood of the interviewer, the other candidates and their qualifications, the specific questions they'll ask, and ultimately whether you get the job. The typical non-Stoic approach is to obsess over the uncontrollables. You're driving to the interview, stuck in traffic, and your heart is pounding. You're mentally berating the other drivers, stressing about being late, and imagining the interviewer tapping their foot impatiently. You're fixated on getting the job, tying your entire self-worth to that single outcome. By the time you arrive, you're a bundle of nerves, and you perform poorly. You've let the uncontrollables sabotage. The controllables, the Stoic approach is completely different. You've done your preparation that was within your control. Now you're in traffic. You recognize this is outside your control. Instead of raging, you take a deep breath. You might use the time to review your notes or listen to some calming music. You accept the situation for what it is. You focus on what you can still control, your composure. When you arrive, whether 5 minutes early or 5 minutes late, you walk in calm, collected, and ready to present the best version of yourself. You focus on the process, answering the questions thoughtfully and honestly, not the outcome. If you don't get the job, you allow yourself a moment of disappointment, but you don't let it crush you. You analyze your performance. What could you have done better? That's learning, and it's in your control. The final decision was not. You separate your effort from the result. You did your best with what you had, and that is enough. This isn't about being passive or apathetic. It's the opposite. The dichotomy of control is a call to radical action, but only where it matters. It's about channeling your energy away from useless worry and into productive effort. Instead of complaining about the state of the world, what can you do today in your own small way to make it better? Instead of worrying about whether someone likes you, how can you be a more likable, virtuous person? This principle builds incredible resilience. When you stop tying your happiness to external events, you become internally fortified. The Stoics called this an inner citadel. Life can throw its worst at you: criticism, failure, loss, but if your sense of well-being is anchored in your own choices and character, you remain stable. You're not a leaf blown about by the wind. You are a deeply rooted tree. The storm can rage, but it cannot break you. Let's apply this to another common source of stress: other people. We spend so much time trying to change, manage, or fix the people in our lives. We get frustrated when our partner doesn't see things our way, or when a friend makes a poor decision. But remember the rule: other people's thoughts, feelings, and actions are not in our control. You cannot force someone to be happy. You cannot make them agree with you. You cannot control their choices. What can you control? You can control how you communicate with them. You can offer your advice clearly and kindly once. You can set your own boundaries. You can lead by example. You can choose to respond to their anger with patience or their anxiety with calm. Your focus shifts from trying to manipulate them to managing yourself. This not only frees you from immense frustration, but also, ironically, often improves your relationships. People are more receptive to someone who is calm and respectful than to someone who is demanding and controlling. This is a discipline. It's not a one-time fix. Your brain has been conditioned for years, maybe decades, to worry about things it can't control. You will have to practice this every single day. When you feel anxiety, anger, or despair bubbling up, pause. Ask yourself, what part of this situation is in my control and what part is not? If it's something you can't control, the Stoic practice is to consciously let it go. You can even say to yourself, this is not my concern. This isn't denial. It's a strategic surrender. You are choosing to not engage in a fight you are guaranteed to lose. If it's something you can control, your next thought, your next action, then that is where your entire focus should go. What is the next right step? What is the most virtuous thing I can do right now? By consistently practicing this, you are retraining your mind. You are building mental muscle. You stop being reactive and become proactive. You stop being a victim of your emotions and start becoming the architect of your inner peace. The chaos of the world doesn't disappear, but your relationship to it is transformed. You find a quiet space, a center of calm, even when the storm is raging outside. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, remember this simple, powerful rule: draw a line in the sand between what is yours to command and what is not. Pour your heart and soul into your own thoughts and actions, and for the rest, practice the art of letting go. This is the path to tranquility, resilience, and true strength. It is the Stoic rule that ends emotional chaos. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this, consider subscribing for more content on building mental resilience. Through discipline, stay strong.